Stephanie, and today my topic is key issues in teaching speaking. And here is the content. There are 9 parts in total. The first one is an introduction. The second to the fourth one are introducing learners' model uses, activities, and learning styles in speaking classes. That would give teachers guidelines to respond to oral errors. The 6 to the 8 parts are the strategies that are suggested use in speaking class. So the introduction part is that it talks about the key issues in teaching speaking, including using students' first language, students' participation patterns, teaching in large or multi-level classes, and the technological tools for improving speaking and pronunciation. And so for students' first language use in English speaking class, the teacher's approach in language teaching focuses on building confidence and willingness to take risks among students, recognizing that students in an EFL context often consult with each other in their first language before responding in English. The teacher introduced the bus and a body strategy. It's like an example for that one. This allows students to briefly communicate in Cantonese to ensure that they had the correct answer or understood the text before publicly responding in English. Surprisingly, as students became more comfortable with making mistakes in English, the amount of Cantonese used decreased, indicating increased English language use. And in another classroom example, adult ESL learners who were native Spanish speakers and undocumented immigrants engaged in a discussion about weather and road conditions. The teacher's use of humor and acknowledging the student's situation within the shared culture of the classroom created a safe space for dialogue. By making a joke about the FBI and the microphone, the teacher acknowledged the students' undocumented status without explicitly stating it. This interesting highlights the use of the learners' common first language to support each other and navigate the language learning process. And next one's renditions and dominance in speaking activities. Students commonly feel hesitant and anxious when speaking the target language. Language classroom anxiety refers to the learner's anxiousness during the language interaction. And these the situations would cause the anxiety when the students engaging in language communication. So what teachers can do is that they help the learners overcome speaking anxiousness and promote the oral participation by implementing certain strategies. So for example, that a group of EFL teachers in Hong Kong conducted a study and identified factors contributing to students' renditions is that the low English proficiency, fear of mistakes, and teachers' intolerance of silence, uneven allocations of turns, and incomprehensible input. To address these issues, the teachers employs the following approaches, like lengthening the wait time, improving questioning techniques, and accepting diverse answers, incorporating peer support and group work, focus on the content, and fostering positive classroom relationships. By implementing these strategies, teachers can create a supportive environment, reduce the anxiety, and encourage increased speaking participations among the learners. Strategies offer to the teachers if they want to improve these parts. And so here teachers can address it by lengthening wait time and improving questioning techniques. And the next one is accepting various answers, peer support, group work, content focus, and good relationships. And this will help to dominance in classroom interactions for both reflective and impulsive of the learners. And this one is the figures that shows that some factors in observable participation in classroom. So in the classroom interactions, we can see turns can be initiated by students or teachers. Students can self-initiate turns by bidding or taking unbidden turns. Teachers can also initiate turns by nominating individuals or posing questions tagged to the class. For both verbal and non-verbal cues are used for taking turns. And this one is the learning styles in the speaking classes. Students' participation in a speaking class can vary based on personality, culture, and learning styles. And learning styles can include visual, kinesthetic, concrete, analytic, communicative, and authority-oriented. And next part, I would like to talk more on reflexive learners and impulsive learners. The reflexivity, impulsivity, dimension plays a role in the learners speaking in class. Reflective learners prefer to think before speaking, while impulsive learners tend to respond quickly without much concern for accuracy. Language teachers should be aware of this learning style difference and avoid judging mistakes too harshly, especially for impulsive learners who may take risks in their answers. So teachers should be patient with reflective learners who may need more time to produce utterance during speaking activities. It is important not to assume that the students who don't speak much are not participating, as some learners prefer to listen or speak quietly to themselves. Quiet students can still be engaged and participating in their own way. And for my personal experience, I tend to be more reflective in the master course, like the teaching pronunciation, while I'm more talkative and impulsive in the course of pronunciation practice. So to cater both reflective and impulsive learners, teachers can provide structure and opportunities for both groups to excel. The activities can include writing down thoughts before speaking to give reflexive learners time to plan and allow impulsive learners to focus on accuracy. The pair work, such as birds with a buddy as we mentioned before, allows the reflective learners validation and confidence while providing impulsive learners with feedback on accuracy. Balancing oral participation can also be achieved by incorporating extended quiet writing steps before general discussion. And so, by understanding and addressing the needs for both reflective and impulsive learners, teachers can create a supportive and inclusive environment that encourages to all students that help them to participate and develop their speaking skills effectively. And next part, we will also learn how to respond to the oral errors. Teachers have various strategies to help students correct their own speaking errors. They can provide visual cues or gentle hand movements to indicate the error and prompt the students to self-correct. The peer correction can be also very effective, with classmates providing support and assistance in a positive manner. So it is important to ensure that the original speakers repeat the correct form aloud and create a supportive, non-competitive environment. Deciding when to address learner speaking errors is another consideration. Teachers can make a note for errors for later review and respond immediately or wait until the student has finished speaking. Allocating time at the end of the lesson to address errors that arose during speaking practice is also an option. And so teachers can collect examples of errors to focus on in the future class. In communicative language teaching, the general practice is not to interrupt a learner if they are successfully communicating their message even with errors. The focus is on oral errors that disrupt communication. Teachers may choose to address only errors that have been previously covered or separate lessons focus on accuracy from those focus on fluency. It is crucial not to treat errors or battle the students' efforts to communicate in a new language. By adopting a supportive and constructive approach to error correction, teachers can create an environment that encourages students to learn from their mistakes, promote effective communication, and foster a positive attitude towards language learning. And next part is the speaking activities in large classes. And teaching classes in large classes is a significant challenge due to the high number of students and associated with difficulties. Large classes size of 40 to over 100 students are common in many parts of the world. And here are the teaching speaking in large classes presents various challenges as listed. There are large classes poses various problems relating to speaking instruction, including challenges in carrying out tasks, monitoring works, and individualizing the instruction, and setting up communicative activities. Teachers may face a tendency to avoid demanding activities, struggles with pair work and group work, contend with high noise levels, and finding it challenging to attend to all students and encounter disciplines issues and deal with the phenomenon of students not listening. So to address these challenges, it is important to move away from the traditional teacher-centric approach and create opportunities for students' work. Changing control patterns and establishing set routines for group work and pair work can enhance classroom management and provide students with more speaking opportunities. While choral repetitions may lose the popularity, it can still be useful in certain contents, such as practicing the stress, intonation, and pitch patterns. And this one is just the one that I mentioned is the choral repetitions. It's a regular practice in audiolingual method. Notably, less confident learners may feel more comfortable participating during choral repetitions, employing the techniques like the backward build-up, starting from the end of a sentence and gradually adding the phrases, can facilitate students' recall and reproduction of the complete utterance, like every morning to her job every morning. It's a way that they gradually edit up the phrases. And so, although the choral repetitions may seem outdated, it can still be a valuable technique in certain situations. While it restricts creative language use, it can be helpful for to practice stress, pitch, and intonation in English. And interestingly, these learners, they feel very comfortable for it. And so so far we already mentioned a lot of strategies, and just hope that teachers can create a more inclusive and engaging speaking environment for large classes. It will enable the students to develop their speaking skills effectively. First is the multi-level speaking classes. Teaching speaking in multi-level classes is challenging due to varying proficiency levels. Some programs like placement tests, students should choose classes for convenience or social reasons, and the test may not evaluate speaking abilities accurately. New students and progressing students can lead to discrepancies. Teachers can engage all learners with initiatives. And the last part is that the technology and the teaching speaking. Teachers can also utilize various technologies for teaching speaking and pronunciation. This includes audio and video recorders, as well as pronunciation software, vocal message exchanges, chat rooms, Coursera, the internet, and the language teaching website. Pronunciation software allows learners to compare their speech with modern visually, adding in pitch and intonation matching. Tools like streaming speech offer CD-ROMs and books for practice. Feedbacks can be given through audio tabs or using the Pure Voice software for voice recording and email exchange. Voice chat rooms provide opportunities for negotiating meaning and understanding different pronunciations. Coursera offers database for analyzing language uses such as Code and Minecast. Examples from Candos demonstrates the benefits of using a concordancing program in teaching speaking and pronunciation. In the conclusions, teachers face challenges such as managing large groups and multi-level classes, encouraging students' participation, and addressing dominant or reticent behavior. First language use can promote participation and language learning. Learning styles influence students' willingness to speak in class. Treating oral errors and utilizing technologies for pronunciation and online speaking opportunities are also important considerations. And thank you for your attention.